Hey, what's up, Teenage Wasteland? Oh. Seems like I have the tiny floating whale hanging around.
Ooh.
That must mean a new Steven Universe review. This week, the new episode is Sadie's Song, and this is a Sadie episode. Actually, interesting enough, without Lars. I'm not even sure if he has a line in the episode, which is a nice change of pace with the character. Essentially, Steven is handing out leaflets for the Beach Palooza, and yeah, it's been a year since that Steven and Stevens episode. So he bumps into Sadie, who's actually singing along with the radio, and it's actually pretty good. Hey, fun fact, the voice actress Kate Mucci, I think the name is pronounced, Muccini, she actually is a singer. She has a comedy act where she does, and a TV show actually, called Garfinkel and Oates, where she has some really hilarious songs. I recommend, if you've never heard of that, go check it out. They have some really, really terrific stuff. Well, she finally gets to sing in the show, and Steven thinks she's fantastic. She should totally, like, join the lineup for Beach Palooza, but she's not so sure, but he talks her into it. So they go back to her house, into her, we get to see her bedroom for the first time. And it's kind of a cool 20-year-old girl's basement kind of bedroom or something like that, where she has a stack of teddy bears that are just like gathering dust. And we get to see Barb, her mom, which we all pretty much knew that was her mom. It hadn't been stated out loud until we finally got Barb, the mail lady, the postal lady, or whatever. Anyway, she comes in, and she is super excited about the idea of her baby performing, and we get to see very quickly that she has kind of like pushed Sadie into doing things all her life, and this is kind of like caused some tension, which is totally over Steven's head, because he joins in completely with this, with Barb, and they kind of create this whole active persona for her that she's not really comfortable doing, frankly, and we get to watch them piece it together, which is hilarious. We get to watch sort of a montage of them, you know, rehearsing and practicing and stuff like that. Then we get to the moment to perform, and she doesn't want to do it, and she's terrified, and she kind of has it out with her mom and Steven, actually, that, you know, I thought it'd be fun to sing, but, you know, you've made this huge event for me, and, you know, you build up so much pressure that, you know, I didn't want. And that's when Steven and Barb realized that, you know, well, especially the scene between Sadie and Barb, where she kind of confronts her about it, that this is something she's kind of dealt with, and she's felt like this entire time. And, you know, Barb was just simply proud of her daughter, and loved her, and, you know, wanted to show off how cool she was, but not realizing that, you know, she was making her, you know, really uncomfortable quite often, which is why she's quit this thing and that thing and that thing over and over again for the last few years, and her life, actually. And of course, you know, Steven realizes this too, so he comes up with the solution to go on in her place, in her dress, and do the dance moves and do the glitter, and it's fantastic and hilarious. The fact that Steven has no shits to give, and just goes out and owns it, and it's adorable and hilarious and truly outrageous. Fun little character episode. Like I mentioned before, I think this is the first main Sadie plot that had nothing to do with Lars, which I think is a nice change of pace, frankly, because I think she's potentially a better character than just the girl who likes Lars, and I'm happy to see that happen in this episode. The songs are really nice. Let's see, the voice actress for Marceline from Adventure Time, actually, is the pop singer in the song. I also noticed Mr. Smiley is not played by Sinbad in this episode. First thing I noticed when he started talking. I had noticed for a while he hadn't appeared in the show for quite some time. Mr. Smiley pops in, but he hasn't really been speaking. So you almost, if you're not paying attention, you really wouldn't notice that Sinbad hasn't been around. I don't know if he just wasn't available for this episode, or he just has left the show. Not too sure. Too bad. I will miss his presence, actually. I enjoy his performance. But the new actor, whose name I didn't catch, I think he did a really good job in taking over the character. If he's the new Mr. Smiley, I'd be fine with it, because frankly, I've been kind of missing the character being involved in the show. I haven't really seen him much lately. Speaking of not seeing anybody lately, this is the second episode in a row we've had no Crystal Gems whatsoever. They weren't even in the audience of this performance. So I'm very much looking forward to see what they'll be doing next episode, which is Catch and Release, I believe, and it takes place primarily in the temple. So we're obviously going to see them. So I can't wait for that. Very good episode. If you're a big story arc plot guy and all this stuff has to fit together, well, I don't know, maybe this isn't for you, but if you like character and fun stuff, it's a great episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Also, I'm a fan of the Sadie character. I think she's my favorite of the supporting cast for the most part. I consider Steven, the Crystal Gems, Greg, and Connie like the main cast, and then we have the supporting cast, and Sadie usually is my favorite out of that batch. So it's nice to see another episode specifically for her. I think that's it for now. If you like the tiny floating whale here, this is made by my wife, who also made this little Tom Servo. She has a Patreon. You can support her. I'll put the link below, and I also have a Patreon. I'll put the link below that too. And if you have any questions, just leave me a comment below about the episode or whatever, and push the button, Lindsay.